Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Awesome Turkey Gaming, and today I'd actually like to talk about Battlefield. This video is basically just going to be me talking about my thoughts on the new Battlefield game and the new rumours and stuff, because of course there have been a few rumours going about of something really cool, and I kind of want to put my thoughts towards what I think the next Battlefield game is. So first off, I'm a Battlefield noob. I don't really talk about Battlefield too much. I mean, I like the game and all, but it's not something that's quite big on this channel at least. However, this coming Battlefield game is the first Battlefield that I've actually been excited for. Not that I wasn't excited for Battlefield 4 or 3 or the ones before that, it's just I wasn't too into Battlefield at the time. I don't think I even knew what Battlefield was before Battlefield 4 came out. I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but about a month ago, maybe a few weeks ago, something was leaked on the internet about the new Battlefield 5 game. And this leak was from a European game magazine, which is quite interesting because this magazine seemed to be quite reliable for leaking out previous games, but what they basically leaked was that Battlefield 5 would be a World War I shooter, which got me very excited because I really like World War II games, and the last World War I game I played was the Verdun Alpha, I think, which was a good few years ago. And of course I think it'd be quite interesting to see what a Battlefield game mixed with a World War I game would look like, because there hasn't actually been any Battlefield games on World War I, there's been plenty on World War II, but the World War I side of things is fairly quiet on the side of first-person shooters. So of course the weaponry would be a lot different, there would be less tanks and there'd be less advanced weaponry and stuff, but of course trench warfare would be very intense and there would be a lot of mortars and explosions and stuff going off, which I kind of guess works for Battlefield. However, there are problems with this. World War I weaponry was very basic. Most of the rifles were semi-automatic rifles or single-shot rifles. There weren't very many submachine guns. There were quite a few machine guns, but not as many as in World War II or, you know, in the future. So if Battlefield did go to a World War I setting, there wouldn't be a very wide variety of weapons in the game. And of course World War I was mainly fought in the trenches, and some of the earlier battles and some of the quite late battles were actually fought in towns and on bridges and stuff, but there weren't very many battles that actually did this, so it would be quite hard to get a lot of variety in the maps, and it would also be quite hard to implement the destructive environment kind of thing that Battlefield has come to be famous for. And of course it wouldn't look very spectacular if you just saw like a barnyard explode or something. That's not as good as a whole bloody skyscraper falling on top of your head. Also, another thing about the World War I setting would be the campaign. From the videos that I've seen on this subject, none of them have actually touched upon the campaign. A World War I campaign would be interesting, yes, but it would be quite boring, believe it or not, considering that most of World War I was fought in the trenches, and as I say, sometimes in a few villages. It wouldn't make for a very interesting and diverse campaign. I mean, 7 hours of running up and down the same trench over and over again isn't the funnest thing in the world. However, I do think that if they do a campaign on World War I, they could really go deep into a character's story, like before the First World War, and maybe even after the First World War, and, you know, see who he affected and stuff. So yeah, overall I don't think that a World War I setting is extremely likely, but considering that Battlefield does kind of need a bit of a change up, it's been stuck in this modern warfare kind of period for quite a long time, it would be really refreshing to see a World War I game. It's something completely different, no one's really done it before, so it would be really interesting to see that. But all in all, I don't think that's the most likely possibility for the next Battlefield game. Now before I get into what I think the next Battlefield game is going to be, I'm going to start off by saying that the game could also be a futuristic game. As much as we really don't want this, it's very possible that this could happen. Considering that Call of Duty did this, we can see that it is possible with any franchise. Obviously, we don't want Battlefield to be coming in with the double boost packs and slides and stuff, and wall running. That's really not what Battlefield's about, in my opinion. I know that Battlefield 2142 did this kind of thing, this futuristic setting, and in my opinion, I didn't really like that game. I did play it a very long time ago, but I didn't like it, even then. And I really don't think I'm the minority on that one. So all in all, a futuristic Battlefield game wouldn't be a very good decision on DICE's side, but a futuristic setting could be something really different. As I say, Battlefield needs something different, so a futuristic setting could refresh it a little bit. There'd be some really unique models and stuff in the game, but of course, I don't think that really works for Battlefield. That's just my opinion. Finally, I want to give you guys my thoughts on what the new Battlefield game is going to be. In my opinion, I think the new Battlefield 5 is going to be a Battlefield that's set in a modern military combat setting, just like Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 2. One thing about the main sequence Battlefield games, and by that I mean the numbered Battlefield games, so Battlefield 2, 3 and 4, they were all set in a modern setting. So I really don't see why DICE would deviate from that military setting and go go to somewhere really far in the future or really far in the past, because it wouldn't really line up with the Battlefield series. Although the games aren't directly linked campaign-wise, I think it still really wouldn't work if they went to a completely different time period if they're carrying on from Battlefield 4 to 5. Also, with a modern military kind of setting, they can play around with loads of new different maps. I don't think they've done a forest or jungle map yet. Maybe I'm stupid, I don't play too much Battlefield, so I don't really know. But the point is, there's still plenty of maps and plenty of guns that they could play around with, and we can still blow up skyscrapers if it's in a modern military setting. So yeah guys, I think Battlefield 5 is going to be the same as Battlefield 4 time period wise, but I think they're going to bring a load of new, innovative things to the table, unlike Call of Duty nowadays. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed my opinions, and my incredibly newbie Battlefield 4 gameplay that was on the screen. So yeah guys, that's it, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video.